All right. Welcome back to Beyond the Cards. My name is Allison DiNicola. I am the host. Today, I'm thrilled and excited to have one of my amazing co-workers at US Games. We've been trying to highlight some of our amazing talent. Natalie Boni here. She is a production coordinator. She's part of the incredible art team, art department. And so welcome, Natalie. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for asking me to come on. I'm so excited. And I prepared a little bit with the list of questions you had sent me. So that way everything sounds smooth and I am representing youth games to the best of my ability. I mean,
You
there's just
always
to talk about, but I got to keep it in this little short time frame, so I don't want to ramble on. So I'm excited to be here.
It's so nice to have you. And so for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, the backdrop is part of our conference room, which is just an incredible amalgam of card decks, current, out of date, out of print.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just
gonna actually pull this a little bit closer so you can take a quick look because it's actually quite stunning to like kind of look at this entire room. This is like our showroom. So we have like a bunch of art on the walls and it goes like from wall to wall. On the other end, there's a whole bunch more decks over there. So this is kind of like one of my favorite
Thanks,
spaces here.
Natalie. Thank you for
Of
doing
course.
that. And so on part of those walls, we have a lot of original Pamela Coleman Smith artwork. So we have access to that, which is just
Yeah, let
incredible.
me see. Actually, I think I gotta show you guys because it's just so cool. Can you see that?
Yes,
There's some
amazing.
pieces up there.
And so many of these pieces of her work were have been featured in different museums throughout the world. Some of them are quite, these are the original pieces of art that are in different editions of original Rider Waite or Smith Waite deck. So it's just, it's really, and the broadsheet, which is something that was something that she wrote for. So a lot of this, we'll call it memorabilia, really collector's art. We are really, you know, blessed to have and to have access to. So that is part of our U.S. Games world. You're getting a little inside here. And then, if you ever come over, you can come and eat lunch with us because that's where we all sit and eat lunch if we're having a group lunch together.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have lunch here with like the president, the creative director, like whoever like wants to like just happens to be in an office, and then sometimes you'll see dogs come and eat with us because we're allowed to bring dogs to work, so it's a special place.
It's definitely a family environment. So I'm glad that you're here, Natalie. I wanted to just give folks a little bit of background. I'm going to let you fill in the pieces, background, whatever your creative background was, and then how you came to US Games. So,
Yeah, it started with a set of color pencils that my uncle had given to me. He is an artist as well. He graduated from SBA, and I was really like trying to influence me. It's like from a childhood, like you're gonna like you have a talent. He saw that in me. So from that point on, there were premium like set of pencils, and I just like was really inspired to just like really unleash like anything I want on pen and paper. And so from that point on, I went to the High School of Fashion Industries, which is close to the FIT. And from High School of Fashion Industries, I wound up going to Parsons The New School of Design. And then from there, I pretty much have been working as an in-house designer ever since.
I love it. As you know, I'm a New York City person too. So, and I did work like eons ago, right across the street from Parsons, and I know just the caliber and level of art and things that came out of there. So I'm not surprised. I wasn't surprised when I heard that you went to Parsons. So skilled and talented, and at US Games. So when did you join, Natalie? I don't know the exact year. Do you remember exactly
Yeah,
when
the
you joined?
exact year was in July of 2019. And so I've been at US Games for 4 years now, just
Wow.
helping, like, yeah, just, getting like all of these amazing like decks into production, behind the scenes. So it's varied from day to day. Like it's some days like you'll see me designing like a box for like a new deck, and just like bringing the artist's like vision, like bringing their dreams making their dreams come true. And then other days, like I'll do more administrative stuff, like helping our customers and our vendors make sure that they get like the data that they need, from our products. Sometimes like things update specs or prices or quantity, and so they need to be up to date with that. And we're here trying to use the latest like technology to be able to streamline that process for them.
And so Natalie's just highly regarded. She is like a really valuable cog in the wheel, because if Natalie's the person that makes really a lot of that stuff happen for us. And I just love that you have the capacity and ability to do, creative package design or, product design, and you have all of that technology ability. So, can you give us an idea of what exactly you work, like what you're working on, or products, like maybe favorite projects that you've worked on in the past?
Yeah, like some other favorite projects I like to do, help with social media. So sometimes like I'll make banners for like promos, like, and I like to do the unboxing, the videos. So like as you saw, I was able to like walk around with our tripod. We have a lot of equipment to make them look beautiful. Lighting's done really well, and I like to pick out the music because music definitely like keeps me going, and so that's my favorite part. But there's just so many cool things and cool projects I've been involved. One of my favorite projects was I was so fortunate to be able to work with Stuart Kaplan. He is such a generous, like, kind person. And he wanted to create a book, which I actually have here. This is the author's compendium. So this was a huge, like, encyclopedia, you would call it, of a archive of like all of these like beautiful like authors card games books. So this was like a 2-year project where like I was cataloging all these cards and being able to put this into publication. So this was one of my favorite projects. And I really got to work closely with Stuart Kaplan. So that was that's a sweet spot in my heart and memory forever.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. And a lot of people don't realize that we publish the author's card game, but the author's card games have been around for like 200 years. And I think in our part of our lobby, we have like the entire collection of like literally every published version of that author's card game. So it's very historical. A lot of the things that we do, a lot of people, will think of us just only as, tarot, but, Rider Waite is also a very historical project as well. So it's just amazing that we get to dive deep into some of the history of things, or to go back, and everything is not like, just created, in the moment, or it's just like in the now. So I think that's awesome. That's an incredible achievement that you guys did.
Yeah, it's also reminds me of like that you use games. It's not only like just like a company that creates like spirituality products. We also like create like playing card games. And sometimes like you get both of them like mixed into one product. Like a good example of that is Gypsy Witch. And I helped do the Spanish version of it, which I have here. And actually, if you never heard of this product, it's called Gypsy Witch Cartas de la Adivinación. And it's actually better than the original because I specced out and cleaned up the artwork. So if you're looking for a new Gypsy Witch deck, you should check out the Spanish version. It's better.
I love that. I love that. So
Yeah.
everybody, I think it's just amazing. Everybody works together so nicely too. So, Paula, who is our creative director, who I'm going to lure onto the podcast. Eventually she'll concede to coming on. But you guys all work so in tandem, so well together. And like everybody has just a little bit different skill. What's one of your What do you think one of your strongest skills is, or one of your superpowers for US Games is? What is that?
Yeah, I would definitely say that I am like the troubleshooter here, like the duct tape person. Like if someone's having you difficulties, like like remote access to things, or like an update or a computer thing, that's something that I love to like jump into, like help out. And I just like have a way of organizing information really well. So that way I can make processes like easier, like as far as like making things like more accessible, like on our website, making customers being able to get information easier. So those are like some of my strengths, like just process improvements is something I really enjoy, because it helps me challenge like a different part of my brain. Because creative is really, really cool too, but sometimes like I only have like a certain limit of, but like creativity, and then like there's more times in a day where it's like, okay, it's time to switch gears and like maybe try to help out with some of this like technical stuff that like are like kind of slowing us down. So that's one of my favorite things to like help resolve it.
I love it, and thank you because you do a great job at doing that. I
Yeah.
want to just circle back though. There's something I wanted to ask you in the beginning, uh and I wanted to just ask you, when you first came to US Games, were you familiar with tarot at all? Like, that's our kind of claim to fame, and everyone, not everybody reads the tarot, right, in US Games, but most people do. I wanted to know what your experience was, or your
Yeah,
familiarity.
it was such a like interesting situation a few months prior to working at US Games. I actually printed out my own like not my designed deck, but I printed out like a tarot deck file, and I actually printed out on cardstock, and I cut the deck out. And because I wanted like a tarot deck. So I've always been interested in like uh, spirituality, divination, astrology, um, my Buddhist practice. And even like when I was a kid, like my grandmother, she's from Ecuador. She immigrated here. I'm first generation here. So like I got to like get some influences and flavor from her, and she had the Spanish version of the Rider Smith deck. And she used to read tarot cards. It was like so cool. So I was like super happy to be able to give her like an updated version of the Spanish Rider because her version was old. So yeah, I definitely have appreciated this art form like for as long as I've known it.
I love it. I love it. So it was destined, right? It's in the stars. Like you didn't know, and then you got there, and then of course it's like, what? You know,
Yeah.
it's all tarot all the time. Even though we do have, like I said, we do some other things as well. Um, is there any funny or most memorable anecdote that you have so far? Because you started in 2019, so 4 years. I'm sure there's definitely some memorable moments.
Yeah, definitely. Like one of my memorable moments was making like motivational signs for Stuart Kaplan. Like going back to like him, he like had a really good sense of humor as well as other amazing things. And he wanted like me to make like these signs. And I actually have some because he wanted to like, motivate like our coworkers and just keep everybody, with like good spirits. So like this is one sign that he had me like print out. It says, "Tell me all the reasons why it can't be done. Now tell me how we will do it." So like there's another one here. Loose words sink ships. Don't guess. Please get the facts before you opine. And so I get opine. So there's a word like I learned just now. So like opinion. And yeah, I mean he just like always like would have the coworkers come together for like these luncheons, and like he would buy a bunch of food, and like we would like eat like you know lots of like tasty things, and like so he would do this like quite often. And so those are some of my favorite memories, and it's a tradition
Oh,
that we continue to still do, which is like awesome. Like we celebrate like Halloween and Christmas, and it's just it's a really it's a nice like way to like kind of build like teamwork, and I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I didn't realize that you did those signs. I've seen the signs around,
Yeah,
and
I was like, yeah, he was like every like a couple weeks or so, he's like, okay, I need a new sign, so he would, and then he framed them, so it's like he really appreciated them.
I know. So he's always his spirit is infused in the building. His spirit is infused, especially in that conference room, in all of our hearts and memories. So thank you for sharing that, Natalie, and thank you for taking time today. It was great to
Yes,
catch up with you, and it's great for folks to know that just the amount of talent and hard work and everything that goes into behind the scenes. Um, I keep re-saying the same little quote that I hear people say, oh, and that big corporation, that big company. And it's really, we're a family. It's a family business and a family group. And everybody cooperating, everybody, in community together for the greater good. So thank you for being part of that.
yes. Oh, last question. Like,
Yes.
what something I have that people don't know about me.
Yes.
Yes, I haven't posted on my social media, but I am going back to school in January for my MBA in technology management. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I really do believe that, with all this AI that's coming out, we will be in a better position to, be able to use that to just create like more beautiful, sustainable products. And that's like one of my missions is to continue to do that. For everybody's joy and happiness.
I love it. So good luck with that. Thanks for joining us today. And thank you for listening to Beyond the Cards.